Hello everybody, welcome to a new video of this series about the Sloodle and the Sloodle tracker. Until now we have seen examples of how the Sloodle tracker and its basic functionalities can be used on simple and individual Second Life demos to kind of include those demos in a Moodle course, right? And today we are gonna go a bit further. We are gonna see how the Sloodle tracker can be modified to track not only different kind of interactions but also interactions made by a group of avatars working together as a team. And to see that, I'm gonna show you a new area of the Engineering Education Island. This is a big learning zone whose main focus is the teaching of maths and physics to 13-14-year-old students. I cannot show you it working now because this is a collaborative experience where 3 avatars are needed to first create a team and then complete the whole activity together, right? So one avatar alone can do nothing here, but I can show you the area and explain you how it works, okay? Right, the final goal of this activity is shoot a trebuchet and hit one of 3 possible targets. 3 elements of this trebuchet can be modified, and of course changes in these parameters affect the shot, so affect the final position of the projectile. The interaction with the trebuchet is only possible in groups of 3, so 3 avatars have to work together to choose the configuration of the trebuchet before shooting it. Right, in the first part, a few panels provide the users with information about the area. One more time, the Sloodle region role booth is used to link the Second Life avatar to Moodle, and once this part is done, the users are asked to gather in teams of 3. The team booth is used then to create the teams. After the team leader chooses one of the available teams, right, a booth appears successively in front of the first, the second, and the third member. All they have to do is touch their own booth and will be added to the team. The last panels contain general information about trebuchets, which is the central part of the activity, right? The second part is the quiz area. Here, each team and each member within the team has their own color-coded Sloodle quiz chair. The 3 members have then to answer individually a different Moodle quiz about physics to get credits for the team. Each correct answer is 1 credit for the team, right? And the more credits the team gets, the more opportunities it has to interact with the trebuchet in the last part of the learning zone. It's now at the stage 3 when the team has to shoot the trebuchet. To do so, each member has to use one particular console and choose the value for one particular parameter of the system, right? The team leader uses the central console to select also one of the 3 possible targets. So basically what they have to do is first choose the target they are gonna try to hit, and then depending on that target and the distance between target and trebuchet, calculate the values for those 3 parameters they have to set. Each member is responsible for setting the value of one element. So the team leader modifies the size of the long arm, the second member the height of the trebuchet, and the third member the mass of the projectile. Once the values have been set, the team leader uses the central console again to shoot the trebuchet, and all this process costs 1 credit to the team. Okay, what I want to do now is record all this process in Moodle, right? I want to know the teams created and of course the 3 members of each team. I want to know the number of credits that team got with the quizzes and also if their shots were successful or not, so if they were able to find the correct configuration of the trebuchet. Of course, the Sloodle tracker is not enough since it only tracks individual avatars touching objects, so it needs to be modified to track a different kind of information. This is the kind of Moodle report I'm interested in. This new Sloodle tracker displays the name of the team, if it's active or not, the 3 members, when the team was created, the number of credits at the end, and all the different successful targets. So how do we modify the Sloodle tracker? Right, the information we want to send from Second Life is different now. So first we have to define what we want to track and then modify the LSL scripts to obtain and send that information to Moodle. In the Moodle side, we need to adapt also some files to receive, store, and display that new information. In this particular activity, the information I want to track is registered by different objects. The team members by the team booth, the number of credits by the Sloodle quiz shares, and the successful shots by the targets down there. So the best option in this case is to have a central element communicating with all those objects, an element that receives, manages and sends the different information to Moodle. I have here a small graphic explaining this communication. Different scripts in the different objects manage the activity independently of the tracker functionality. A central hub is used to manage the information about teams or credits, and it was used as the tracker object. When a new team is registered or deleted, this information is sent to the central hub, and the same happens with the credits and the targets. The tracker script was modified to manage and send the different information to Moodle. In Second Life, the central hub is located in this big prim here, right? As usual, it has scripts related to the Second Life activity and then the three tracker scripts, okay? This central script here receives the different messages from the numerous objects in the activity, and that information that is gonna go to Moodle is included in a linked message for the tracker script specifying the action we are tracking. Okay? On the tracker script, the touch event in the state ready was replaced with a link message event, okay? And depending on the type of action tracked, a different message is built and then sent to Moodle. On the Moodle side, some files need to be adapted as well to receive, store, and then display all this new data. Actually, only a few files are directly involved in this process. One file to create the database table where the data is stored, 2 files to receive and store the data, and one last file to render the new information. Adapting these files is enough to have the new version of the Sloodle tracker communicating with Moodle. But obviously, if these files are overwritten on the server, the basic functionality of the Sloodle tracker will be removed. So if you want to have both at the same time, a new complete plugin is needed. In this case, all the files from the Sloodle tracker need some modifications, although most of the changes are really small, okay? So I have here the whole tracker plugin, and I have already modified everything to create a new plugin to use with the Second Life activity, which I called Sloodle Team Recorder. Let's see what I've changed it in the code, okay? First of all, and once the exercise has been designed, the file upgrade.php is used to create a new table in the database. At the very end, after the 2 tracker tables, I've added the only table I need for this new plugin now. Again, the version number needs to be increased, right? This file here, module tracker, defines the tracker module class, and among other things, it defines how the data is stored in the database. So I need a new module team recorder to redefine this function here. Going back to the root, in the mod folder there is a subfolder for each Sloodle module containing the link files for the communication with Second Life. This file receives the data from Second Life and uses the function I redefined before to store this data in the database. Okay. In the view folder, we define how the module is going to be rendered in Moodle. So a new file is needed, teamrecorder.php, to redefine the function render and set how we want to display the data. Okay. These are the main changes, but for the module to be recognized, we need to add some lines in these files. The module types are defined in slconfig.php, And to create a new module, you need to add a line here to define the new type, and then add that type to the array of types. The other two files define different functionalities for all the modules, so the new module needs to be added as well. Okay. Once everything is ready, the files can be uploaded to the server as it was done for the Sloodle tracker. The result of all this is a new Sloodle activity that I called Second Life Team Recorder. If a new module type was created, the type of the LSL files in Second Life needs to be changed. First of all, the name of the file needs to reflect the new type, right? And this has to be stored also in the type variable inside the script. And since the linker file in Moodle has changed, we need to specify the new URL for this linker. And that's it. So I had a quite complex collaborative activity in Second Life, and now I can see from Moodle how it's completed by the users. I could have included in the report other information like the values for the parameters of the trebuchet in each shot, or the time spent by each team. Almost everything can now be tracked. It's just a matter of designing the activity and what I want to track, and then adapt the Sloodle tracker to have the perfect tool for that specific virtual activity. In the next video, we are gonna see one last demo in which the Sloodle tracker was adapted to track a collaborative virtual activity from Moodle. See ya!